Well, you never know when times are going to change. Just last week, I said that I had never had a project like this. Just a couple days later, here I am. So we're going to be digging today. Let's get started. Mike, what are we going to be doing here today?
So we're going to be digging a grave for one of our animals that we've lost recently.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, a goat, right?
It's a goat, yeah.
Now, how long have you had this goat?
So we got her about a year and a half ago.
Yeah?
She's a pet. I mean, it's not a 4-H thing or anything like that. So I've got a bunch of broken-hearted kids.
That's what
in
I was.
the house.
That's
yeah.
actually what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
I was wondering how attached you get to an animal like a goat. I've never had a goat.
Yeah, you get really attached. I mean, all of our animals out here on the farm are pets. We have guests that come out all the time and see the animals and pet the animals and all that. But you get attached to them. So it's not like you can bring an animal in and then like sell it or move it off the land, because you have kids that are like, no, don't let the goat go. So yeah, last night when I had to announce that the goat had passed on, it was not pretty. It was rough.
Okay. Well, we'll try not to focus too much on that part. We'll focus on what I would consider the fun part, digging.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what size do you think we need?
We need about, I would say, a ditch or a hole that's about 4 feet in length, 3 feet wide, and probably at least 4 feet deep.
Okay.
Roughly.
So I told you I'd never had a project like this. Just a week or so ago, I said no one had ever asked me just to come dig a hole. They always wanted me to fix something, repair something, install something, never just dig a hole. Wouldn't you know it? Mike needs us just to dig a hole. Well, we'll probably fill it back up, but we don't even have to, because Mike's got a 3038E. He could do that. He just doesn't have the backhoe. And maybe I should teach Mike that we could dig a hole like this with his loader bucket, but hey, then I wouldn't get a chance to do it. So tell me a little bit about what you do, Mike.
So I actually run an online business that helps foster and adoptive parents.
Adoptive parents,
yeah,
okay.
We provide support and training for foster adoptive parents. It's called the Honestly Adoption Company.
Odyssey Adoption Company.
Honestly Adoption Company.
Oh, not
yeah.
Odyssey. Honestly.
But that's actually cool. I like that. Odyssey.
Honestly.
The Honestly Adoption Company.
Don't pay any attention to me. Pay attention to Mike. So, what do you do to help with adoption? Tell a little more about that.
So really, we focus on the post-adoptive experience. So like after a family's already begun fostering or they've already completed their adoption, we come along and offer parent-to-parent support, and we offer transformational training and resources that really help them understand childhood trauma and how they can better parent their children.
Okay, so most of these are adoptions of foster children?
A lot of them are.
Is that kind of what you focus on?
A lot of them are.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a myriad of things. We do a lot of training on helping parents understand the trauma history that their children have gone through. We connect them with therapists and medical professionals.
Now, you got some experience in this. You fostered some children yourself, right?
Yeah, so we have 8 children, true story, and all 8 were adopted. All 8 of our children were adopted. Okay. 6 of them from the foster care system. So it's been a journey, and of course we're out on a 4-acre farm in the middle of nowhere, which is perfect for a family like ours.
Yeah, I bet so.
Yeah.
Now, what ages are your children?
So our youngest son is 12, just turned 12.
Okay.
And our oldest child is 34.
Okay.
So it's a whole, we've parented, in 20 years, we've parented all ages and stages of children.
Okay.
So.
It sounds like you found it quite rewarding.
Yeah.
And just a ministry that you can work in then.
Yeah, it really has been. You know, it's obviously it's our line of work, it's our income, but more than that, it's changing people's lives, helping them become the best parent possible is, that's the reward right there.
Yeah, and then you're helping them become a good parent, which is helping even more children.
Yeah.
I mean, I can
Yeah.
see that. I can see how it would be rewarding.
So, and we also, I guess in terms of revenue, we also run an Airbnb business where we rent out a couple of places through Airbnb,
Okay.
and one of them is here on this farm.
Okay.
So people can come out and pet our animals, and
Do your kids then help with that
they do,
process
yeah.
too?
Sometimes when they're not playing Fortnite. Yeah, when I can get them away from the video game system.
Well, you need to get a backhoe, and then they wouldn't have to have video games. They could do the real thing.
You know, I thought that, you mentioned my tractor, which is a 3038. I thought that when I bought that was going to be a big appeal. They don't care. They don't care.
They don't care about it.
Yeah, the tractor was cool for like 1 minute.
Okay,
And
then they
that's
realized
it.
it
It's
had
still
work.
cool for me, but
Well, that's good. I'm glad
Yeah.
to hear that, because it's still cool for me.
yeah. Tell you what, this is making the work a lot easier than digging this by hand.
Yeah, you know, you could dig another one right beside, and we could, compete and see how.
No, I'd never win. And my back would pay the price.
Mike, you got great soil here. It's still black soil. I'm probably 2.5 foot down. You still good black
Yeah.
soil.
Yeah, this farm used to own 80 acres back here. It used to be a working farm. Then they sold. It's a 100-year. It's got the centennial, like the 100-year
Yeah.
homestead. But then she sold it to Beck's.
Sonny Beck, the owner of Beck's Hybrids, owns a lot of property right in this area. This is where
Yes, he
Beck's
does.
Hybrids got started. So when Mike refers to Beck's, that's what he's talking about. Is this going to be big enough size, Mike, when I get deep enough?
Yeah, I think so. I would go down if you can go down just a little bit more.
Oh yeah, I'm not done yet. I just wondered if my...
Oh yeah. Yeah, size. Yeah, it's perfect.
Now, Mike, we've known you for probably, I don't know, 20 years or more. Yeah.
Easily 20.
You were the youth minister at the church we were attending at the time when we met.
Yeah.
You. Way back in the day.
Way back in the day. That's been a long time ago now.
Yeah, a long time ago for you career-wise too. You got
Yeah.
ministry for several years, and then you've transformed into this role.
Yep.
I think it's a fascinating journey you've been on.
Yeah, it certainly has, and my time working in the church really helped me do what I do now, because I
Yeah.
do a lot of relating to people and helping people, and it's been a dream for sure.
So do you help people foster children as well, to provide help on that, or just in the post-adopted?
Just the post-adoptive, yeah. We're not a foster care agency or an adoption agency, but we do know lots of foster care professionals and lots of adoption agencies we can connect
Okay.
people with, but we provide the resources and the training, you know.
So Mike, is there a website or phone number, or how do they actually reach you if folks are interested in this service?
Yeah. So our main website is our best place to contact us, and that's honestlyadoption.com.
Okay, honestlyadoption.com.
And then you can connect all of our social media and some of our other courses, and we have an
Okay.
entire training site called Honestly Adoption University that people
Okay.
can connect with. So
We'll put that link in the description, and be happy to share that information with our viewers, Mike.
I would appreciate it. Looks like we got groundwater, a little bit of groundwater.
Now, one thing I've learned, Mike, is that I don't curl my bucket back much when I'm picking up that clay.
Yeah.
I don't want to jam it in that bucket. It'll get stuck in there and really gets hard to get out of the bucket
Yeah.
when it's real wet. And it's always wet in this area. It's always wet when you get down 4 or 5 feet, even in the dry times of the year. Water table's very high here.
Oh yeah.
What would you say is the #1 challenge that adoptive families face when they're
Well,
adopting foster children?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say the #1 challenge is that when a family begins the adoption process or they start fostering, they are not prepared. They're not prepared for some of the things that they'll deal with kids. They don't understand how trauma has impacted their child,
Okay.
and how it's changed their brain and rewired their thinking. And that's why we're passionate about doing what we do, because no offense to foster care agencies or adoption agencies, they're just kind of ill prepared
Yeah.
to adequately train and prepare families. So that's what we do at Honestly Adoption.
Okay. So So really what we're saying is some of this trauma, you don't, sometimes you think you recognize it on the surface, but then you realize years later that...
Yeah. Well, and it's, you know, when we think of the word trauma, we think like PTSD, which is certainly a reality, right? And all of us have experienced trauma in some fashion,
Sure.
you know, whether it's a car accident, loss of a job, natural disaster, whatever it is. But you don't realize how like emotional trauma, abuse, neglect, things like that can really have an impact.
Well, the one area of your life that you're supposed to be able to trust, your own family,
right, your caregiver,
has failed you in some way. Well, Mike, we're way down there.
Yeah, we're good. That's looking good.
Is that good?
I think it's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If something digs that up, that's
yeah. They're really wanting it.
Yeah, they probably deserve it. You know.
I assume that's as deep as your other one was.
Yeah, actually, that's probably. I think you're probably down about a foot deeper than what I got that one.
Okay.
Because I got mine. Mine was like to right here when I stepped into it.
That's still pretty impressive.
Yeah. Oh, it was. I felt it for 2 days after that. My shoulder, my back. So
this is the second goat you've lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have any more?
Nope. Goats are no more. And all my other animals are like, well, we need to dig a bigger hole than this. If any of my other animals.
We can do it.
Yeah, I'm not hoping for that. I can't handle the tears.
I'm not hoping for it either. But if you do need it, you know who to call.
I absolutely do. Yeah, absolutely.
Mike's off doing the not so fun part of the job. I thought maybe I might talk a little bit about the business aspect. Like I said, I hadn't had any opportunity to just simply dig a hole, and you know, it almost always comes with some actual technical work, some technical knowledge, or you know, activity that has to be performed, like installing a water line or electrical line, or there's just always something that has to be done in addition to digging a hole and filling it up. Well, I say always, and then here I am today. And that's why I've said that it's not necessarily so easy to do some tractor projects like this. In this case, maybe we should talk just a little bit about what I would charge for this type of work. I mean, this is simple. It's not a big job for me. I did have to drive about 30 minutes, and we probably would charge somewhere in the $150 range. Maybe $200 for this, because there's not a lot of technical skill involved. We don't find that this is something we could justify charging any more than that for. So that's, you guys ask a lot about how we charge, and that's as transparent as I can be on that. You want to do this part?
No, you're good. I can. I could have gotten mine out, and we could have gone same time.
There we go, yeah.
So we have a John Deere 3038E, and we use it primarily for, in the summers, we use it for bush hogging, our big pastures here. This summer we're going to use it for a lot of fence repair, because we have a miniature Dexter heifer that loves to destroy these rail fences, and I can't keep up with it, so I'm going to be renting an auger and just going through and dropping post holes. And then you know, fall, early spring, we do a lot of cleanup with it. Like I had it out the other day using the bucket to just gather. I was gathering like a bunch of scraps from the yard, twigs, sticks, reeds that we were cutting down, and taking it over to burn. I know, I really do. We used it. We had to move topsoil over to fill in some holes lately, and we used it for that. And then in the winter, I cleared a ton of snow back in February with it.
With your bucket.
Yeah. So I just opened my garage. I stored it in a garage up here. I literally just opened the garage door, put the bucket down, pushed the snow off the driveway.
Okay.
I only got it stuck once, and that was out on the road.
Oh,
So
wow.
my front. The thing about the 3038 is it's powerful as all get out, right? But when you get one of those wheels off and the back tire comes up, it doesn't matter how powerful it is. So the front wheel got off the road a little bit, and it caused my back tires to come up. So I had to get a pull to pull it out. So we also do hay rides too. We have a wagon. We pull in the fall when we have guests that come out all the time for either an Airbnb rental or just to hang out. And we've done hay rides all over this property. I may see if he can drop some extra topsoil over here, because that one's sinking down a little bit. That's good. Thanks for dropping it right here, because this was sinking in.
Well, there shouldn't have been extra dirt. I don't know. This will probably all end up settling.
Yeah.
Mike, did your goat have a name?
Yeah, so the first goat that passed, her name was Betty.
Yeah.
And then this last goat was MJ. And
MJ.
I think Mary Jane, MJ for short. And I think they named that after a Spider-Man character, MJ. We're big
Okay.
Marvel fans, so
I see,
Marvel,
I see.
MCU all the way. So,
Well,
yeah.
I hope you don't have any more animals that die, but I do appreciate the opportunity to come over and dig for you.
Oh man, I can't tell you how grateful I am for you guys coming over and doing this. This saved my back and saved probably 2 hours of digging by hand.
It didn't take us much time at all.
No, and I won't have to bush hog this spot for a couple of weeks at least.
Yeah,
It's
it'll be
gonna
a
grow.
little while. But it'll grow up quick.
Yeah, it'll grow quick.
But if it needs a little more leveling, you've got a 30-30 AD, right?
I do.
And you can level this out a little bit better, and that's great.
I
Do you
sure
like
will.
the little tractor?
I do, yeah. It's perfect. It's perfect for this size farm,
Okay.
for a hobby farm, and it's powerful. I mean, it gets the job done. We use it for all kinds of projects, every season.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
yeah,
We hear that all the time.
yeah.
Folks, I hope you enjoyed it. I don't want to bury goats all the time. That's not a good career.
I don't either, and my kids don't. My kids are in the house probably mourning right now, so I don't want to do that either.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And it isn't too sad of an episode for everybody. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim.